Morning. It is 6:55 Sunday morning, 25th. I always forget the date. It is 25th of October 2015. Yeah, I put my clock back, Bri. Yeah, Bri. Blimey, that's what I call deep thinking, man. I remember it's all true what you said and what that teacher said as well. I don't know why I was about 1960, 70, something like that. I was 21 and I was working in a factory. There's nothing really to do with a factory, but I don't know why. I was washing my hands after I'd finished work, like on the, I was working on machines, presses and stuff. And suddenly the Beatles, mainly John Lennon, part of I can't even remember the song, but it came into my mind, and the song was, the lyrics rather, I am one and you are one and we all one and we're all one together. And that's not the exact words, it's a long time ago now. But what you meant was we're all one, like you said, you're your mother, your ancestors. It's right. I mean, even more direct, the things, I've got so many things that I get from my mum and dad, especially as I've got older. Sayings, the way my mum thought, the way my dad thought, the way they reacted to stuff. So on each. It is in here. I know that's more direct. You pick it up, and they're your nearest blood relationships. But going right back, you never know. What you do now is what some of your ancestors did 300 or 400 years ago, or even further back. You don't know, really. But that was very true. That is a really deep video you made there, and it is true. I mean, as you say, he said about that paper, like, as you say, one element out. It's like when you used to as a kid, you used to get cards in your playing cards, and you used to build them up like a pyramid. Take one card out from anywhere, and the whole lot collapses. Well, that is obvious, but it's not obvious about the paper unless you really think about it. He sounds a fantastic teacher. I want you impressed. Yeah, brilliant. I don't know what else I was going to say, really. But that, like, as I say, it really was. I haven't left a comment, as I've just done this on straight away. I'm not too good. Well, I'm all right, but that leftover ulcer's really painful. I've put freeze cream on it, everything. I don't think it's infected. I'm sitting here with nothing on it at the moment. Oh, driven me around a twist this morning. But there you go. I shall get over it. Time for another one to start. Yeah, as I say, I shall probably play that video a few more times that you made. Yeah, as I said, I think in a couple of videos ago, all these sort of things I knew in my head, but YouTube and people, especially you, have put it into focus like a lens in a camera. You always know it's there, but it's just focused it right in. Yeah, I don't know who taught the teacher, but really, if you sit there and you've got some sort of reasonable intelligence, if you sit and think about these things like I did when I had boring security jobs, especially ones on your own, and it's nothing, you just sit there, you read the paper, you listen to a bit of radio, and you've got about 8 hours to go, and you sit there and your mind drifts into all these sort of things, really deep stuff, right? I don't think you would normally think of if you was in like jobs I was in, like machine shops and stuff, and other jobs I had, porting and all the rest of it in hospital. You don't get time because you're concentrating on what you've got to do. And or if you're ill, the same sort of thing. These things come into your mind. You get a different way of looking at these things. It's like, I had heard of it before. When I had 2 amputations. When I had the first one, after I had the amputation, for months after, nothing bothered me. What I mean is, the things that irritate me now, I think, you're an idiot, somebody should belt in one, is that wrong? Everything seemed petty. Everything, and I'd hear someone going, Why don't they just go with the flow? Don't matter how serious it was. And it gradually got back to my cranky self. Apparently a lot of people have operations. I mean, you know, it wasn't a big operation, but then a year later I had another amputation. It didn't affect me that time at all. You know, it's strange. But all these things I think we know, and you need somebody like to focus it on your head, because they're obvious. It's me and my mate, when we worked in the museum, Natural History Museum, we worked in really what's called the mineral gallery, and you had tons of minerals and diamonds and that you had to look after, but they were quite boring. There's only people who were into that sort of thing, like other scientists and people like that, used to come in and look at them. And me and my mate, my Welsh mate, Dougie Jones, we was in that one gallery for 3 years. You know, we didn't move around like the other ones till later on. And the things we used to come out with are really deep. What we used to talk about, it was like talking to your own conscience. And he had the same sort of views as me, but neither of us realised it until we started yakking. And it was only 8 hour jobs in South Kensington Natural History Museum. And I called Blimey, the voice is a bit faint. Yeah, and we'd go on for hours about the same thing. And if somebody asked us something, say, "Oh, could you tell me where the Rosetta Stone is?" We used to look at them and think, "Do you mind?" Right, you know. It got ridiculous in the end. We were there to help people, like, you know, in the exhibitions and that. That's how it went. Those were the days, long time ago now. But yeah, that is brilliant. I mean, someone to impress you like that, it's got to be somebody really special, like, you know. So there you go. So I hope that makes sense. Only about half hour, as I say. Most of that has been in pain this morning. Right, I shall now bugger off. I fancy going back to bed, but that means I've got to put a bandage on this thing again. It'll bloody start hurting even worse. So there you go. It's a great life. It's a great life. So there. Yeah, so Lennon started that off for me, and it was true, you know. Because he went into Maharishi in India, didn't it? They all went there, the Beatles. Probably a bit before your time, son. And they got into all this religion stuff, you know, and I think, because Lennon was a bit of a bruiser, wasn't he? I mean, he even belted Brian Epstein once. He was totally different, cocky, taking the mickey, and he totally changed, didn't he? Absolutely changed. Anyway, I shall bugger off now. It's just gone 7 o'clock. And hope it did make some sense. I do these things on impulse, like I didn't even come shaved. Done my beard. Oh yeah, your beard is longer than mine, but I'm getting there. God, let's get in there. Right, I'll catch you later. Bye from me, and everybody be well.